What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we're back with another Marvel Snap video. And the Phoenix Force season just started, and you guess what? Guess what? I got some crazy news. There are people who have hit infinite rank already. All right, so in this video, I wanted to go over 12 different decks that have hit infinite already, so you can give them a try. It's early in the month, obviously, so you could take these lists, experiment with them, and try to hit infinite this season, all right? But before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Chris. I also go by Bootman. If you love Marvel Snap as much as I do, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. We make a ton of content around here, and I try to focus on the competitive aspect, so if you're interested in ranking up the ladder, winning in conquest mode, this is the place to be. And we also have an awesome Discord community. It's linked down in the description below. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at BootmanMSTZ. Every single month, I give away 3 season passes for free. That's right, 3 of those for free every single month. But you gotta follow me on Twitter and you gotta be subscribed, all right? We just did our giveaway, pick 3 winners, cool stuff. And next month, I'm not sure what the season's theme is, but it's like Wolverine themed kinda, but anyways, next month's gonna be dope. I'm like super duper excited. All right, but anyways, let's jump into this. And before we jump into this, I just gotta say something. I gotta give you some advice. I gotta give you a tip, all right? Listen, like come here and just listen to me very carefully. If you wanna experiment with new decks, even the decks I'm gonna go over, even these decks in this video, if you want to experiment with decks that you have not played before, that you need to learn, you need to get your reps in, go to Proving Grounds, for the love of God. I cannot tell you how many people I've run into on the ladder who are experimenting with just like terrible Phoenix Force lists and just getting absolutely wrecked. I'm like looking at them, I'm like, what were you doing, right? Because when you're trying out a new deck, you're not sure like the range of it and how much power and like, you know, the different strategies and everything like that. We have basically an unranked mode in Proving Grounds. So like, quit tanking your ranking on the ladder, go to the Proving Grounds and listen. I'm not saying like you're bad, I'm not saying that the deck's bad, right? There are decks, like there's plenty of decks that I've played that I thought were bad and then I just had to practice them a lot more. And you know, before last month, we had to sit there and, you know, like lose a bunch of cubes on the ladder just in order to practice them, or you had to go find like a battle mode, right? Now you can just go to Proving Grounds, earn some medals, earn some tickets, you know, whatever, just practice there, all right? There's your Marvel Snap tip for the day. All right, so we got 12 lists that have hit infinite in like a day. I think there's like 1 or 2 that hit it like just after the 24-hour mark, but we'll let them slide, okay? And by the way, I keep all of the, if you're new here, I keep all of these in a Google document and I'll link it down below. So if you see any lists that you like or whatever, just click the link down below, go check it out. And yeah, you can come back to it whenever you want. So yeah, let's jump into it. So I always like try to encourage the audience to go like find unconventional ways to find decks. One of my favorite places is Twitter. The Marvel Snap community is awesome. Twitter's a great place to find new decks, so I find most of my lists on Twitter. People always share when they're hitting infinite, all that, and you can communicate easily with the people who have either built the deck or use the deck. So if you have any questions about, hey, how does this work, you know, whatever. So yeah, let's jump into it. I'll go over the list and I'll give some of my thoughts and opinions on it. All right, so this is a Shuri stature list. I love these decks. These are great. Arrow, like I'll be honest with you, Arrow is still a phenomenal, fantastic card, even after the nerf. I just personally, every single time I have Arrow in a list, I'm just like, I never need it. I never need it. But this is great. I love combining Shuri with stature because basically what you could do, if you can get your stature down low, or if you can, you know, Shuri into Blackballed, you can drop, like if you did Shuri Blackballed, you could drop Taskmaster and Stature on the final turn with a big swing of power, right? But you also have the backup plans of Arrow and She-Hulk. You know, you got Nebula, Sunspot, you have armor here that can protect your one drops, or you can protect your big things that you're gonna Shuri. So I dig this list. This comes from Scooter. All right, this comes from the man himself, Lowell. He's like the first Marvel Snap player to join an organization. I gotta get my cat out of here. Sorry, say hi, Maya. So this is a tech bounce list, all right? So I really encourage you, if you like bounce or if you wanna learn bounce, go watch the video I made the other day with Jeff Hoagland. We go over bounce and just like a bunch of different deck lists and stuff like that, and like, it'll be very educational. A lot of people benefited from it. So even if you play some bounce, like this will help you out. All right, so this is a tech bounce list. I personally have not had too much luck with these lists that run like Iron Man and or Shang-Chi. My list personally, like I do miss having Iceman in it. It's just every time I think about putting him in there, I'm like, ugh, like what do I swap him in for? Because a lot of people, what they're doing is they're swapping out Hood, and like, I love having Hood. I love having Hood in my list. Like when you bast Hood, it gives you two cards, right? You have Hood and Demon. Like if you could bast Hood and you have 3 power, like I just love it so much. And this list also cuts out Falcon. But a lot of people have been having luck with it, so you wanna try it out, do your thing. Like a lot of people have been having luck with these lists. I just prefer the stock bounce list, okay? So we have some people who are already hitting infinite with Phoenix Force, all right? So I highly recommend you check out some videos and stuff like that. I have not played Phoenix Force too much lately. I played it like a few times, maybe like less than 10 times. And I think it needs some getting used to. And here's why. I don't play a lot of Destroy and I don't play a lot of Move, all right? But I watched some people stream this and I've watched some videos on it and stuff like that. And like, it looks really, really, really fun. So here is a list from Nick. And this utilizes Shuri too. So like I always say, like, ask the people who made the deck, like Nick right here in this thread, and I linked all the threads, all these Twitter threads, like he goes over like the strategy in this, like turn 1 pass, turn 2 multiple man, turn 3 Hulkbuster or destroy, turn 4 destroy, if you Hulkbustered, or Shuri if you destroyed, you know, because you can Shuri your Phoenix Force so it'll resurrect, like say you destroyed multiple man and then you Shuri into Phoenix Force, it'll double Phoenix Force and merge with multiple man, which you might have Hulkbustered. So like, that's pretty crazy. Actually, now that I like say that out loud, pretty cool list. It's just like the curve seems weird, right? Like, so like, let's look at it real quick. So we're talking turn 2, you multiple man. Turn 3, you can either Hulkbuster or Venom, right? And then turn 4, you can Shuri, but if you didn't Venom, then how are you gonna revive it? You know what I mean? But it does have the backup plan of Nimrod, you know? So there's like a destroy move package, but like, yeah. I think that's what I was running into when I was playing these. I'm like, wait a second, like I can do either or. Turn 3, Hulkbuster or destroy. Turn 4, destroy if you Hulkbustered. Okay, so turn 4, you destroy if you Hulkbustered, or Shuri if you destroyed. Interesting. Okay, cool. So I think it like kind of depends on which play you do on your turn 3. I don't know. I'll give it a try. The next one, we have another Phoenix Force list. This one utilizes Arnim Zola. It has a couple more movers in here. By the way, for those of you who don't know this, like I've been loving playing against people who are running Human Torch with Phoenix Force. If you don't know this, not only does Phoenix Force merge with the card's power, but it also merges with their cost. So if you revive Human Torch with Phoenix Force, somebody can just Killmonger it. Just so you know. Just so you know. That's a thing that you can have, that can happen. So like, yeah, some people are utilizing it, but like, I don't know how many people who are playing against Human Torch realize that when it's Phoenix Force, it's not a 5 cost, it's a 1 cost. So you can either Shang-Chi it or you can Killmonger it. But yeah, then hit infinite with it. All right, so oh my God, who's that handsome gentleman? Is that me? Is that me? Did I hit infinite in less than 24 hours? I did. And you're wondering, Chris, well, what list did you use? How did you use it? Yo, you know me. You know how I roll. I just stuck with the stock bounce, all right? I call my deck Cats and Pigs. Because it's got Kitty, got Spider-Ham, Cats and Pigs. But yeah, I hit infinite in less than a day. I might make a separate video on this, but dude, like, playing so much Conquest mode, has made me so much better on the ladder. It is nuts. It is crazy. If any of you are like long-term subscribers to the channel, you know, like my views on snapping and stuff like that, they haven't changed too much, but like playing so much Conquest, especially just practicing a deck list, I can snap very early and get a lot more 2 and 4 cube wins. Like it's nuts. Like I highly recommend if you're not playing Conquest mode yet and you want to up your ladder game, like man, like play a bunch of Conquest. Like I'm able to just get in and out of matches. I can go in there, I can snap early, I know. Like don't get me wrong, I did lose, like on my way to Infinite, I lost maybe like 2 or 3 8 cubers, but like the amount that I won, like especially with lists like this, with Bounce being like one of the strongest, most popular decks, people still do not understand how much power you're about to put down, all right? Like you guys, if there's like only like a collector and bishop on the board because the person bounced all their stuff back and it's a snap situation, like you need to run. You need to run. Like a Bastard, Mysterio, and Hitmonkey with just your other things, like it puts down so much power at the end. Like I cannot tell you how many games I won just having like 20 to 30 plus power in different lanes, and the people just stayed in like, no way they could beat this. And I'm sitting there because I know exactly how much power they're putting out, you know, with like a Devil Dino, or like, you know, if they're running a Shuri list, or, you know, I even beat like somebody running Arnim Zola with Black Panther, all right? Now, keep in mind, like they missed their Wong with the Zola. It did the Black Panther first and the Zola after, but I stayed in because I'm like, if you miss this, I'm way, like I'm gonna have a way bigger lane than you. But anyways, this is definitely just a great list. And yeah, like I said, practicing Conquest, it'll make you a lot better, all right? So, let's see, which one is this? This one comes from Marcos. All right, so are you surprised? Look at me. Are you surprised? This is the High Evolutionary Lockdown list. Go ahead and use it if you want. This one's utilizing Wave. A lot of people are utilizing Wave just because of the prevalence of Bounce. Sara lists are still some of the top lists in the game. So keep that in mind. If you are playing up against these, just be very mindful. Like, yo, like a lot of the high evo lists are just running Wave now. So like if you're playing against a high evo list, be like, yo, I need to dump as much stuff as possible on turn 5 and probably play Chavez on 6, unless you have like a gigantic kitty or something like that. All right, so next up we have a little Phoenix Destroy list. So this one runs Deadpool in it. This one looks like a pretty cool list. So it's basically just a Destroy list with Phoenix in it. So it's not really utilizing the move aspect, as you can see here. Like it doesn't have like multiple mana or anything like this. This one is just going like straight up Destroy. So go for it, do your thing. Next up, so this is a list, it's like a, people aren't sure what to call it. It's either a Sara list, or it's a bounce list. So this is from What Am I? He placed first or second in a tournament. If you want more information about this deck, KM Best just interviewed What Am I on this. So basically, he was playing around with this, and he realized that he wasn't getting all the use out of Beast, you know, so he started using this list. He also wanted to, so he wanted like the good, I think like what he was saying was he wanted the good aspects of Bounce, but also a way to counter Bounce, right? So rather than having like Beast and stuff in there, he has an Invisible Woman and a Killmonger. So this has become very, very common. So if you're like me and you love playing Bounce, if you see an Invisible Woman, keep in mind that there might be a Killmonger hiding behind it. People are also hiding Shang-Chi behind it too. So I have yet to try out this list. I want to give it a go. It's just like I'm telling you, just like my list, I was running the stock Bounce list. So just know from my personal experience, none of these decks have been as good as just running Bounce. Because I believe What Am I got second place in the tournament to D-Money, who was running a variation of Bounce. All right. So then we have a Destroy list. This is just like regular Destroy. It doesn't have Phoenix Force in it at all. So if you like just run and destroy, this list did it for him. So yeah, has null, death, decent list. And Killmongers, like whenever I'm playing against a destroy list, I'm like, gotta watch out, gotta watch out. All right, next up we have fellow content creator, KK Sparkles. My cat's freaking out over here. She ran a Thanos destroy list. This one's interesting. It's like a destroy slash control list. So as you can see, we have like Double Dino, Professor X. It's running Lockjaw. It has Claw, so you can claw into Professor X lane. I'll tell you this. I say this all the time. Like, I am just so nervous around a Lockjaw with Professor X. That just makes me just oh so nervous. Oh so nervous. I don't know what the strategy is behind it. Maybe I'll ask KK Sparkles. But yeah, like I'm just gonna, lockjaw into a Professor X and like they're just gonna have something massive on that lane and I can't do much. But this is running Jeff. So this deck, like aside from the stones, like if you don't draw your stones in decks like this, like you're in trouble because you don't have anything until turn 2, maybe turn 3. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I swear this isn't running Chavez. Like I swear when I run lists like this, I just don't draw stones. I was playing around with just like a destroy Thanos list the other day, and like I just wasn't drawing stones, and I'm just sitting there with all these like things that I can't do much with, you know what I mean? Next up, we have this, what is this? What am I looking at here? I think I just like saw I hit infinite, and like this is my first time actually looking at the list. What's happening? What's happening? So this is kind of like, it looks a little bit like Paper's list. We interviewed him the other day about it, but it's not running the Darkhawk package. It has Shuri. So yeah. So you can, I guess, Shuri into Doc Ock and then yank it with Ghost Spider. You can also Taskmaster your Dr. Octopus. You on the lower end, you have Kitty Pryde and Angela. You have Juggernaut in here just being crazy and you got Silken Armor. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This looks like an insane list. I don't know. This is the list that they use from 73 to 75. So early on they used Silver Surfer. I'm letting you know right now, Silver Surfer lists I think are really good right now with so much bounce because when they run Shadow King and stuff like that. I faced one when I was trying to hit Infinity Conquest. I faced one right before like the run before I won. They had a Surfer list with Killmonger and Shadow King, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what to do against you. Like, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, if anybody wants to try out this list, go for it. Let me know how it goes. Last up, we have the one and only Lamby. So, Lamby has been playing a lot of bounce. He hasn't been playing as much Thanos, but he is like one of the superior Thanos players. So this looks like an interesting list. I used to play something similar like this, where it had like or it had like bounce components as well as like control components. So the only real control aspect is Professor X. I think the one I was running, this is like seasons ago, like months and months and months ago. So this is interesting. You have Carnage to clear stuff out. The main thing that you got to watch out for with lists like this is like you have to be mindful of your hand size. Like when you're bouncing stuff, you gotta be mindful of your hand size. But yeah, this is definitely a list I would run. So I'm probably gonna test out because I do enjoy bounce and Thanos. But you gotta like really, really pay attention. It needs like all of your focus. All right. But anyways, so those are 12 lists. Again, I will link the Google document down below with links to all of these tweets that have these. Ask the creators or the people who got infinite with it, hey, how'd you do it? All that kind of good stuff, all right? But anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and you can also join our awesome Discord community down in the description below. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because I do season pass giveaways every single month, all right? But anyways, that's all I got. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.